Hi, my name is Grace Eugen O, and I will be validating for Bed Bath. So before I start, I'm going to lay out my 7 steps. Step 1 is to check the physician's order, introduce myself to the patient, gather all my equipment, wash my hands, provide privacy for the patient, and explain the procedure to the patient. So I've already elevated the head of the bed, as well as elevated the bed to a working level. I've grabbed all of my equipment, which is my bath towel. I got 2, one for drying and one for when I clean the limbs, as well as a little towelette. I only brought 1, but you can use 2, a bar of soap, and my bath basin. So I'm gonna have filled this basin with warm water, something that is warm but not too hot for the patient. It has to be tolerable. So now I'm going to don some clean gloves. As mentioned, I've raised the head of the bed, so now what I'm going to do is lower the bed rail, and then we will start at the face. Now the face, we do not use soap because that can really break down her skin. So I'm going to lower this bed rail, and I'm going to make a mitt out of this face cloth. Like so. This is my mitt. So first thing I'm going to do is dip it with water, and once again I will not be using soap for the face, and I'm going to start off at the corner of the eye and go outward. And with every wash, you want to use a different part of the washcloth so you're not moving the bacteria around, you're just kind of wiping it off of her face. You want to make sure you get the face, starting with the eyes, and then you want to make sure you get the back of the ears as well. And as your washcloth becomes dirty, you want to rinse from your basin and then use it so. Make sure you get the back of the ears because that is where a lot of sweat and oil do accumulate. And then move down to the neck. This mannequin does have a lot of tubes around her, so be careful not to dislodge any of the tubes. Now oral care you will really encourage the patient to do, and that isn't part of this validation, so I will pass that. Next thing you want to do is do the arms. Now you want to get a bath towel and put it under the arms. Post wiping the face, you also want to be drying the face. You can apply lotions and such. So as mentioned, I will start with the arm. So I'm going to remove, I'm going to leave this on and remove half of the gown. You want to make sure the patient has been provided with privacy. So you want to keep her as covered as possible, working with each limb. So once again, this time I can use soap, and I will start from hand to elbow, and you want to go from distal to proximal to increase venous return. And if you see any dirt or dirt under the fingernail, you can get an orange pick, or you can soak the arm in your basin like this and wash. So once again, as I wet, you want to make sure you dry. And then from here, you want to go from elbow to where the arm meets the shoulder. You also want to make sure you get the underneath the armpit.
No, you would open it now.
And once again, dry. And then you can provide deodorant or lotion for the bony prominences as well as the underarm. And once again, make sure you go from distal to proximal. And now I can go and do the other side. The table here. Now I am going to pull this up because I'm no longer working on that side. And put this back down. Now once again, I'm going to do the same with the other side. So remove the gown.
Okay, also opposite direction, like half this way, half that way, and then now have.
Make sure you have a towel under her arm. Make sure you provide privacy. And once again, go from distal to proximal, holding her arm at the bony prominences, like her joints. Once again, dry. Again, from elbow to shoulder to promote venous return. Make sure you get the underarms, and you can even start working at parts of the shoulder. And then dry. And once again, make sure you provide privacy and make sure you dry completely, as well as lotion the bony prominences and provide deodorant if she needs so.
Here I use sterile ball.
So now I will be working on her lower limbs. Once again, you only want to expose the parts that you need to wash because you want to provide as much privacy to the patient as possible, exposing only what you need to. So I will put a towel underneath her arm, underneath her leg. Once again, doing my mitt. And going from ankle to knee. And at this point you can use soap. For the feet, if you'd like, you can use water and soap. Make sure you get in between the toes. But if it is excessively dirty, you can get a basin and you can have her soak her feet in the basin. And whenever you feel that the basin has become excessively dirty, you can go and change the water. And you want to be sure that the water is tolerable for the patient. It should not be too hot and not be too cold. So once again, now I will be starting from the knee to the groin. Again, going from distal to proximal. Again, exposing only what you need to. And make sure you get underneath the leg. And this is a great time where you can do an examination for the skin, see if there's any breakdown and such. And once again, apply lotion and dry as needed. Like so. And now that I'm done with her left leg, I can remove that towel, cover her up, and then move on to the other side. I would have a table for my basin. Unfortunately, I do not have one here, but again, exposing only the side that I need to. Getting a towel to place underneath the lid, holding only at the joints. And changing the water as needed. Once again, with the other foot, if you need to, I would start from ankle to knee, like so. And you can use the soap and dry. And then go from knee to groin. And then for the foot, you can use a towel or you can soak in the basin. And once again, if you see any excess dirt underneath the nails, you want to use an orange stick. You never want to clip nails in the hospital. So now I have inspected the area as well as washed it, and then I would apply lotion as needed. By now, I would have chosen probably to exchange the water of my basin since I will be moving to her chest. I want to also make sure that I bring this bed rail up since I did leave that side. So now I have changed my water and I will be moving on to her chest. So I'm gonna lower this bed rail. Once again, it's essential that we provide privacy, so I will leave the bath towel covering her chest. And I will start at the top of her chest. As you can see, she is fully covered, which is very important. And then you want to expose and wash. Make sure you get underneath the breast. And make sure you're cautious. This patient has a central line, so you just kind of want to work around it. At this point, you are going to be using soap and exposing only what you need to. And once again, drying. Then you want to move towards her lower belly, so I will still leave the top half of her chest covered, and I will wash her lower abdomen. Now that we have finished the top portion of her body, what I'm going to do is lower the bed rail. I'm sorry, higher the bed rail and lower the top portion of her. Lower the head of the bed, and I will have her turn so I can wash her back. This is a great time when you wash her back to possibly just massage her, which is just a little therapeutic nursing intervention that you can do. So I'm just going to do the top half of her body. So Mrs. Jones here is going to turn with me. 1, 2, 3. And while she does so, I will be cleaning her back. Her lower half of the body is covered while I clean her back with soap and water, and make sure I dry. You want to make sure that as you wash, she is dry, because if you don't dry her, then her skin will be more prone to breakdown. And then we can do the lower end of perineal care. So once again, Mrs. Jones is going to turn for me. 2, 3. Her leg will be this way. And we'll expose her bottom while cleaning. And her bottom, you're gonna go from front to back. And what's important about her perineal care is that you go front to back, as well as do one like swipe and wash, because this is an area that is very prone to bacteria and pathogens. So you definitely want to make sure you get every crevice and make sure you dry. Okay, Mrs. Jones. So now that we have finished her perineal care, I can turn her once more and apply lotion. And once again, this is the best time where we can do a skin assessment, check for any pressure ulcers, but make sure she's covered. This is me putting on lotion and assessing for any skin breakdown. Now at this point, Mrs. Jones is dry. So what we would do is we would take off her nightgown. So. Once again, providing as much privacy as needed. As much privacy as we can, actually. And at this point, we would get rid of any of the soiled linens or replace them and such. So I took off her gown. So this is going to be me putting on a new one. Once again, ensuring privacy. Now Mrs. Jones is gowned. She is clean. We've checked for her skin breakdown. She is lotioned. And what we'll do is higher the bed rail, lower the bed to its lowest point, ensure that she's comfortable, ask her if she needs anything, make sure the call bell is somewhere where she can reach it. I will wash my hands, and then I will be all set to go. Thank you.